My next brief upload is a little bit of a continuation from my previous upload. This upload is with regard to the failings about when citizens' safety isn't prioritised and when individuals that are of imposter syndrome or identity theft or false reporting or that are fraudulent decide to brazen into the proximity of a person where they have been offending the faith and family of. So it's really quite irritating at the moment that I'm in a situation where the state has not fulfilled its obligations to my son and I. Now, as a mother, it's quite dangerous that my child and the ombudsman report, etc., is a matter that hasn't been addressed properly. It's also quite dangerous that whistleblower protection laws aren't being respected, and that individuals have been in and out of my proximity for the past 2 years, fraudulently claiming and that they have been disturbing the peace as well, and that they have been disrupting the environment of this apartment. So I'm healing from doctors' negligence, and this is a small town and I've worked here all my life, and these people have imposed upon me and they have trespassed on my property. So this issue is getting a little bit tiresome. The guards and the government are fully aware of my role in legislation and societal developments. They're also aware of my good work at home and abroad from a humanitarian perspective. So I'm wondering how these people are in my proximity, causing me discomfort when I'm healing from doctors that have damaged my health. I'm also quite seriously concerned about why the Ombudsman haven't addressed the issue of my child as a missing person. These are all very serious matters. So, like the individuals that have been coming in and out of my proximity for the past 2 years, and they have caused, as I've mentioned in my DPP impact statements and my RTB reports, the violations to my current abode and my protection that is my entitlement. So they have been of distortion regarding the facts, and they have been of extortion also. They have been of offences against the state also. So I'm just wondering what the guards and the government are doing about protection laws of peaceful, private, law-abiding citizens not being respected. Individuals that are in my proximity are not in the betterment of society, and the issue of repeat offenders in my proximity and the issue of property theft that is quite extensive is quite dangerous. So there's a few dangerous matters occurring in Tralee, County Kerry that have affected my child, and as a married mother, I'm quite concerned what women think about this issue when these matters shouldn't be occurring at all. So the individuals that are helping themselves to other people's property with brazen thuggery and illegalities are really causing a very bad problem for society with regard to the casualties they've caused already since 2017 when they first caused offence to my child and I. So there's been quite a lot of casualties already since these people caused problems. They've caused casualties already, and I'm quite concerned with regard to any further problems and threats to society that they would be causing with exposure of personal or private or public matters that are of a delicate issue that they would have antagonised, and they have antagonised a very serious issue here at the moment as well. The government's obligations is to my child and I, of royal bloodline and legislation and developments thereof. The government's obligation is to my child and I, and the government hasn't come up trumps, unfortunately, and I'm just wondering what the government thinks it's going to start doing next about this situation when they've caused when the culprits have caused so many casualties to people's lives already. So I'm just wondering what the government is going to do about this situation when my child has been traumatised without my care being provided to him. I'm wondering what the government is doing about people taking credit for my work at home and abroad with regard to positive developments in the past 3 years. I'm wondering what the government is going to be doing about people offending my protection entitlements. So I'm wondering what the government is going to be doing about the extensive financial theft and fraud and such. I'm wondering. So there's all these problems. And I'm just thinking of the civil liberties of the 1960s and ethnicity and gender and sexuality and equality. And I'm just wondering, are there a few double standards and contradictions and hypocritical issues occurring? There are people that haven't done the work. And as a woman who's injured as a consequence of all my good work, I'm really curious how they explain violating the Declaration of Human Rights as a justifiable occurrence in 2021. So it's never excusable to disrespect a woman's good work or good family or good, experience, especially when there's a child involved. So I'm really concerned what individuals are doing in my proximity, violating whistleblower protection laws when I've worked for 3 state departments. So the repeat offences occurring and the distortions and the delusions of people, mind games, the games people play, Dale Carnegie, great book. There's already been bad publicity of these people and casualties already with their silly behaviours and offences. So I'm really concerned what the government is doing about the constitutional law and matters pertaining to such in this issue of medical negligence, bodily integrity damages of companies that had no right to damage a sacred royal. Individuals publicising and publications regarding my personal spiritual experience that have been of research of academics that had no right to discuss my personal experience. I'm fully aware of the establishments. The issue of my child in an unlawful care order, I'm really wondering what the European Court of Human Rights is thinking about these matters. I'm wondering, have they assessed and evaluated all of the issues and the pros and cons with regard to a sacred royal and a precious child and my beautiful ancestral property? Those people designating and deciding about my wealth and property while causing fraudulence and false reporting and wrongdoings are a threat to the future of society. And as I keep reiterating, they have already caused consequences and casualties since 2017. So whistleblower protection laws, at the very minimum, whistleblower protection laws are at play. Then we have Regents Law, and then we have international humanitarian protection, and then we have royal patronage. So I'm just wondering, who's thinking of offending all those big laws again when they are repeat offenders already in my proximity, causing problems and disturbances to the peace? I'm wondering what the government is doing about my little boy. So would the guards and the government kindly address the problems that are being caused in Tralee County Kerry due to culprits of hate crime and other dangerous offences against the state? I'm getting a little bit discomforted with the issue of my child being harmed.